We are back with another Warcraft Rumble video, guys, and I have another awesome deck for you. You're going to really appreciate it. It's Hogger, and in this one, we are looking at Hogger with what I like to call just the damage over time build, and it's not like damage over time like a dot, where you see damage over time ticking. It's more like he will do more and more damage over the time of the game because he's going to have so much health because of the Ham Hock. So Hogger gains an additional 10% max HP each time he is played. You want to play him early and play him often. Even if he dies, he will be just such a strong tool at your disposal come the end game if you even get to it. But there's so many other tools in this deck that can help make it so powerful. But before we get to that, special thank you to Warcraft Rumble for sponsoring today's video and the channel. I have just absolute pleasure of working with you guys. And now let's get straight back to the Hogger deck. So again, you could use the poison one too, which does a decent amount of damage. You can see that we are rocking our beast, which is the Murlocs with the safety bubble. Makes it so they can just take a little bit more damage. It's a really awesome 2 cost, probably one of the better ones. And then Prowler, I've talked about this before on this channel. Prowler is a beast, literally, on the prowl, so he gets stealth, is super strong with him, so he can just continually just go invisible and do tons of damage. We're using Griffin Rider with Mighty Throw. Just the 3 additional range is perfect. Quill Burrow, literally any of his talents are good. Very situational, very personal preference. I like Bramble Burst the most right now. Again, right now, because you can put him in the middle and just burst them all down with poison. I'm also rocking Polymorph with Golden Fleece, where you get gold if you kill the unit. And then Safe Pilot, I really kind of balance between coming in hot and Gnomish Cloaking Device. Again, just total preference and kind of what is needed for the deck. I'm running coming in hot for this one because of the polymorph. I want to make sure that if I want to polymorph and then use Safe Pilot, I can ideally kill it with depending on what unit I'm polymorphing. So going against General, God, what's his name? General, we'll just call him General T. Thorazan? Why did I space on that? So again, you want to play him early and often, playing the Hogger. I do have a level up compared to him in terms of both our base and our leaders. So his leader is 7 minus 8. His base is 8 minus 9. So I'm doing a little bit of a side push here with my Murlocs because they can answer pretty easily when it comes to side pushing and just getting a little bit of damage on the tower. But I very quickly noticed that I'm in deep doo-doo on this side, but the Prowler is actually able to clear it up. I was trying to steal that box, but was very unsuccessful. And here we go, getting another push. I see how low his towers are. I am winning the overall tower push. I make key note that he is picking up that gold, which is fine. Between Prowler and our Murlocs, probably should have got Prowler, get them first, because the Murlocs would have lasted a little bit longer, which would have been really good for pushing the main base that I'm pushing now. So now I'm answering his push with, again, another Hogger, so that he is getting the additional damage, answering the Quillburrow with mine whenever I can. And then I'm just going to go ahead and defend the base. Going to get that Griffin Rider out as fast as possible to hopefully keep my Hogger alive. Did not rotate the arrow back to what it was. Slight mishap on my end. Probably could have gotten a little bit more damage on their tower. They do take their tower back, which is fine. It was theirs in the first place. Again, I'm keeping a close eye on when he gets that gold, so I can keep an eye and sort of a timer going in my head as to when he gets it back, so I can try to steal it. That's a big part of this game, is the gold management. I want to make sure that I am maintaining as much pressure on the gold, because he just got both of them, which is not good, which means he is going to be giving me a lot more pressure than I'm giving him, and I have to be able to answer that. So right now I'm getting pushed in all 3 towers. Bit of a problem. So taking the main tower damage, go ahead and do the Safe Pilot here. Doesn't do a lot, and he blizzards. So this was a rough tower. I do thankfully keep my other tower and have not as much damage as I could have gotten on my main tower, thankfully. Again, Hogger, frequently, early, and often. I want to make sure that Murlocs stay alive as long as I can, but then I go ahead and get Hogger, just go running up, and even though he's probably going to die, I'm keeping him alive as long as I can, and rotating him, cycling him, so that he gets more and more health. Come the end game, when he gets all that speed, goodness gracious, that man is a beast, pun intended. So this is where things get a little hairy. He is pushing hard on my base, and it's like, dang, this is going to be rough. But we do have the PvP buff going on right now for this game, where the lower health your base is, the more gold you get. So I'm taking full advantage of being able to clap back, but I want to make sure that I can fully clear all the towers and get to his base before taking too much damage to his base. So ideally, I'm pushing both sides at the same time. So I take one tower, I'm getting pressure on the top tower. This tower is a little bit slower, so I do get the Prowler for, well, speed. and then I got the top tower. I am doing damage to the main tower, which isn't ideal. So I put another unit on this side. Blizzard does wipe away the majority of my push. But again, I am trying to get this lane pushing as fast as possible because I want both lanes pushing at the same time, because I don't want him to catch up to me in terms of his gold income for his health being low. Again, summon Hogger. Look how fast that Hogger is, and a beefy boy. That tower is tickling Hogger, and he is smacking it. Like, if it was a 1v1 between that tower and my Hogger's winning. So now we're getting down to the overtime. So additional gold income. Now my gold is out of this world fast. My Hogger is tanky. I'm able to just push this, and again, polymorph to keep my Hogger going. Now this is just GG's, because Hogger is going to be able to take most of this damage, and now I have a push going from bot as well. He does stop the push bot with the Blizzard, but ultimately just too much push is going on. Very little he could do about it. GG's. It was a very well played game. He could have had me. My tower was very low, and had it not been for the perk that was going on in PvP at the time for this week, where you get additional gold income for the less health you have, this would have been GG's, like 100%. There's no way I was going to be able to come back at it. You can see Hogger's in my top 4, so I do fluctuate with him with this build in order to push into higher ranks of PvP. If you don't know, guys, you basically want to have 4 leaders that you push with at a time, so that way you never lose honor. So you push 3, you get them as high as you want, and then you use the 4th one, because if you lose, it doesn't hurt your honor in your top 3, but if you win and get him higher than your 3rd rank, you can just keep cycling your 4th into that 3rd spot, and additionally just slow climb the rank. It's a little tip there, so if you watch this video this far, 6 minutes in, make sure you like the video, guys, because I'm bringing you tips at all aspects, not only a good deck, but tips in PvP and how to progress. All right, so you can see we're on to game 2 here. We got a very solid push going in the top lane. We're actually able to get that tower already. Griffin Rider against whatever she is always going to be an L unless she's attacking your base, and then you can do the Griffin Rider like I did off to the corner, so that it's not going to get, the bouncing killed. Griffin Rider kills Griffin Rider. Again, his tower is damaged, and I have my Cool Burrow on it. I have a little bit of gold income coming my way. Again, Hogger early and often. I can't stress that enough. He is like okay as a 4 cost in the beginning, but he becomes an absolute beast if you can summon him 4 to 5 times through the course of the game. And again, managing the gold income in this map is not the hardest thing to do, so I just kind of keep track of what the gold nodes are. He is getting ready to have a little bit of gold coming his way, though, as he walks this guy. Oh, didn't turn the knob fast enough, which you can see I even moved over. I was like, what? Clearly he was focused on the top turret and forgot to turn his dial, his arrow, to be able to get the gold. So he didn't get gold and just straight up died. L. Whereas I got gold, and then this guy's going to walk towards this way, and hopefully another gold spawns. But while that's happening, I'm managing the gold income, and I just got that tower. So you want to multitask as much as possible in this game and have multiple pressure points, so that you get to make them make mistakes. So he could have had a little bit more gold, which would have probably stopped this push, because he would have had something to answer with. Instead, I'm overwhelming him. I get the ability of getting a little bit more gold, got the gold from the bot lane, got the gold from the side lane, and then boom, GG, Griffin Riders +3 range, GG, next. Super fun deck to use, no matter the meta, really. And that's sort of my goal with this channel, guys. I want to be bringing you guys decks you can use no matter what the meta is. And of course, as the meta changes by season, and with different buffs or debuffs, or the clean fight, adrenaline rush, whatever it is, I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys decks that are good for those. But these first initial decks are good for any and all things in the game, whether it be PvP or PvE even. This is a very good deck that I use for even progressing in my heroic campaign, which is almost done. I'll cover that in a different video. But I really am trying to beat Onyxia before raids come out. I don't think that's gonna happen, guys. I want that deep breath. I want deep breath. I want it. But it's okay. So now it's time for our next match. Again, Hogger early and often. Get control of the middle lane. Got both gold things here. Do have to answer this with a little bit of a polymorph. Got all but one, and then save pilot to clear the rest. He has a slow push over here. I'm going to deliberately put my range behind my Hogger, which is going to push that. I know I don't have to look at it. Go to double check. I have pressure on his base already, guys. And you can see that his boss has been demounted, and then I polymorph it, get the gold income back, and then I'm still putting pressure on his main base, which he's going to want to answer. So I instead put my attention back on the side base. He has to answer his main base, or he would have gone past half health, maybe even lost based on how much damage I was doing. While he's trying to answer that, I got his side tower. This is GG's, guys. He can't stop me at this point. He just now finished clearing my main push, And by that time, my second push got a tower and finished the job on his tower, on his main tower. You can see split pushing is the name of the game of here. So if you can split push well and manage the gold income, it's GG's. There's nothing else you have to worry about. Super, super good deck, in my opinion. You can see I am 3 honor away from making Hogger in my top 3. Let's get on to the next and final match, guys, and see what happens. All right, so in this one, we are going up against the Queen of the Horde herself. All right, now immediately pressure on that side base. We want to polymorph this. I was really delayed polymorph on my half. Ooh, so I can see that Sylvanas is going to be a bit of a trouble here. If I had a little bit more gold, I could have done this earlier and probably saved my Hogger, but that's okay. I'm going to do a ton of damage here. And because I got the tower, Sylvanas wasn't able to kill my queen or my save pilot as fast as she would have wanted to. So now I'm just being hyper annoying. And always checking on the other lane. I don't want to get caught off guard. I want to make sure that I am split pushing better than they are and managing the gold. All right, so again, Prowler is just so good, guys. So good. Again, Quillbore behind him with the poison on the base. Going to be able to easily chunk that thing down. Now, Prowler should... Oh, I thought he was going to go invisible there, but he's going to easily clear that. I do get the Polymorph to keep him alive and basically secure that tower. Now the split push begins. Prowler in the other lane. Sylvanas is going to push the top lane. Prowler is going to get in there and do a nice little burst of damage. And it's going to be another GG's, guys. I'm not trying to call it early, but, like, this is GG's, right? Right? So again, Hogger early and often. You're going to get tired of hearing me saying that. Now the Quill Barrel, I'm going to drop on Sylvanas so I can make him turn around so Hogger can maintain as much health as possible. Then I'm going to get a little bit of support. So again, because I had turned her with the Quill Barrel, Hogger was able to finish off the job. Now I'm just chipping away at the base. I do need to answer this. I do recognize that. Probably an excessive amount of gold here. Actually, the Griffin Rider does make it a little bit cheaper. And then again, managing gold in the mid lane and the bot lane. But now I need to answer the top lane push. Not bad pushes on their end, but their deck was just so expensive that my answers were so much cheaper than what they were able to do. And that's what led to, unfortunately, the demise. It was just a really bad matchup, admittedly. I had a very cheap cost deck. They had a very expensive deck. Sylvanas is extremely expensive at a 6 cost. I mean, you have to make sure when you put her down that you're going to get maximum value. And she can clear a whole lane by herself with maybe a solid, like, slight off tank. But truly, it's rough. Now, again, here we go. So now they have a good push coming my way. Now it's like, well, wait a minute. Because they have that gold income because of how low their base is, now they can easily turn the tide. Now, this is an aggressive push. That's 2 Sylvanases, a Griffin, whatever the hell this thing is called. But this is where things can go downhill fast. And I'm like, uh-oh, guys, I can't answer this. Now, Polymorph. No gold, though. No gold to drop the safe pilot. No gold. Like, it is just, I'm just trying to slow it down as much as I can. Look at all of these expensive units. The gargoyle, that's what they're called. The gargoyle are coming in. And I'm like, dude, this could be GG. But keep in mind, the lower health my turret gets, the more gold that I get. So I can sustain a decent amount of damage as long as I just don't straight up die. That's the hard part. Do I lose it, guys? Oh, could this be GG's? A little bit more hits? Oh, we stopped it. And where we have 10 seconds left in the game, I have a sliver. Look, that almost won the game right there. That little blade of fire. Now I'm like, okay, 3 seconds left. We both have a ton of gold income, but he has stronger units that cost more. So I have to keep that in mind. I did get Hogger pushing up top. So Hogger is up top right now, hitting the base. And I was able to just barely clean off, hit. Oh, now we're both one shot. Both bases are so low. 45 seconds left. Both of us at maximum gold income. It's just flooding us. You can see that he's pushing bot, but Hogger early and often, baby, was able to win us the game. Hogger being able to split push with that amount of health, focusing on the turret because he had just summoned a bunch of flying units, is how we were able to win that game. I absolutely love Hogger in most situations, guys, he can be very easily countered. Rin can be a problem. Admittedly, Rin can be a problem, but as long as you play your cards right and you split push and get Hogger summoned early and often towards the end of the game, you can really just push everyone over. Let me know what you think about this Hogger deck, guys. And once again, thank you so much for Warcraft Rumble for sponsoring both this channel and the video. Until next time, guys, I hope to see you in a video very soon. Take it easy.